Hey guys, welcome back. So we just got done talking about how Tennessee softball can and can't win first place in the WCWS, and we're now going to transfer into my favorite segment of today, where we're going to be talking about Olympic gymnasts. So we're going to be talking about how gymnastic stars are prepping for the Olympics, and we're going to be focusing on four very prominent and famous Olympians. We're going to focus on Suni Lee, Simone Biles, Chiles, and Jade Carey. So without further ado, we're going to start talking about these absolutely amazing gymnasts and how they're prepping. So to start, Suni Lee. Suni Lee, as we know, has faced kidney-related issues, so we're obviously going to dive into that as well. But she said that she's faced new challenges in the last 12 months, finding new goals and relying on past trainings. And as we know, Suni Lee was the Olympic all-around champion in 2020. She achieved a team silver medal and a bronze medal on the uneven bars. She also advanced to the balance beam finals in 2020. In the beginning of May, Lee opened up about her challenges in an interview. She talked about how she was a different athlete in the 2020 Olympics. While her coaches encouraged her to be proud of her hard work no matter what, Lee feels that she is not the same athletic-wise, but her coach's encouragement is definitely helpful for her to gain that confidence that she needs. Fortunately, she has a support system that she can lean on to help with her confidence. She says she talks to a therapist a couple times a week, and she has worked on prioritizing her mental health, which is great. She says that her coach is like her dad in a way, as he is always encouraging her, and they really helped her during her two kidney-related diseases. Lee also opened up about overcoming health obstacles and to return to the competition, like her two kidney-related diseases. Her doctor said that he thought Lee would never do gymnastics ever again, so for Lee to even be competing right now is a huge accomplishment in itself. She is in remission right now and is focusing on the upcoming Paris Olympics. In regards to the Olympic trials, Lee is nervous that it is in her home state of Minnesota, and honestly, I would be too, being in a home state. That seems very nerve-wracking. She says it's making her a lot more anxious being in her home state, including the fact that a lot of her family members and friends of hers are flying in to see her compete. So that seems a little bit nerve-wracking. I do not blame her at all. And then following the Olympic trials, Lee is looking forward to the Paris Olympics, seeing many athletes and creating relationships with them. She says it was super fun to be able to support the other athletes in the 2020 Olympics. Lee has put pressure on herself in the upcoming Olympics, and in an interview she said, "I feel like this time is more proving it to myself, because of course, in the back of my head I think, oh, you didn't deserve to win. And I told myself that so much because of the circumstances, but that's just me being hard on myself because I'm going to be my biggest critic. This time is more about proving it to myself and proving that I deserve to be on the Olympic team and that I deserve to be there with all of the other athletes." Despite all of this pressure, Lee says that she feels prepared on the balance beam and pretty good on the uneven bars. She competed in the vault and balance beam in August 2023's U.S. Classic and U.S. Championships, but she ended up withdrawing from Team USA World Championships and Pan Am Games selection competition months later, which pretty much ended her season and began a difficult 5-month period from which she and her coach, Jess Graba, says she's only recently emerged. Lee says she's had a rough patch being in and out of the gym for about 5 months. She says it was a really mental challenge trying to figure out her health issues. Graba, her coach, said that Lee seemed very depressed when she had to miss out on going to the gym. But now that Lee is doing better, she has been able to spend literally 8 hours a day in the gym and get ready for the Olympic trials with her mindset on the Paris Olympics. So we're now going to talk about Simone Biles, who we all know for her explosive power, intricate skills, and unmatched success in the sport, making her one of the greatest gymnasts of all time. She also is one of the most decorated gymnasts. Actually, I think she is the most decorated American gymnast, fun fact. She has won a total of 32 Olympic and World Championships medals, and she's currently planning to ace dangerous moves at the Paris Olympics, which I am so excited to watch, because we all know that she created a lot of moves, which we'll get into, and it's created a lot of different skills, so it's interesting to see how she's going to take up this new Olympics. So according to her coach, what she's been prepping for the most is these new dangerous moves. Biles was the creator of the Yurchenko double pike in 2023, which really helped her gain recognition as a professional gymnast all around the world. Notably, the most dangerous and adrenaline-rushing moves in artistic gymnastics is Cheng the Biles, Amanar, Biles II, and full twisting Yurchenkos. These feats performed by female gymnasts include upside-down twisting from the vaulting table and hurling down the runway, making vault routine scores so hard-earned. It is so impressive to watch. Biles' groundbreaking Yurchenko double pike vault, which became her second vault named move, earned her a score of 16.1 at the US Classic of 2021. The score surpassed both of her vaults that won gold in the 2016 Rio Olympics, and at the 2023 World Championship, she became the first female vaulter to land the technique at an event sanctioned by the International Gymnastics Federation. It's now known as the Biles II and the FIG Code of Points. Possibly the most crucial vault in women's gymnastics is the Amanar. When it comes to winning gymnastics twists, Team USA has easily outperformed all other teams throughout history. Remember, Biles is 4 feet 8 inches, and she is just naturally so strong and athletic, so always keep that in mind whenever you're thinking of Simone Biles. Biles stunned the 2015 US Nationals with her humanly perfect Amanar vault, which scored her 16 points, and she got 15.15 on her second vault and placed first in the event with an average of 15.575. From the boundary and pushing to Simone Biles' habit of producing leap-forward moments, the characteristic of once-in-a-generation talent is what sets Biles apart for sure. The May 2024 US Classic is where Biles will make her Olympic season debut, so that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to watching, and I'm obviously looking forward to watching these super dangerous moves that she's been preparing for the most. Next, I wanted to talk about Jordan Chiles. Very impressively, Chiles says that she's not anxious and is instead very excited and confident, which I find so impressive because, if I was competing in the Olympics, I would be so anxious I would not be able to speak. With a silver medal from the Tokyo Olympics already in her trophy case, along with 3 world medals, Chiles knows exactly who she is and her capabilities. She plans to carry that confidence through until the very end. She's set to make her season debut May 18th at the Core Hydration Classic in Hartford, Connecticut, almost 3 months after she withdrew from the Winter Cup after spraining the AC joint in her shoulder. The injury left Chiles out of the gym for almost 3 weeks, an inconvenient yet minor setback to the start of the year, and 3 weeks does make a large difference and impact, especially in the world of gymnastics. But now she's eager to return to the competition floor, and she really is just as strong as always. In Hartford, Chiles plans to do all around, and hence there may be a few upgrades thrown into routines as well. So just like Biles, we will be very excited to see what dangerous new upgrades and moves will be in her routines. Chiles is embracing a new model this year to help her with her confidence, and her new model is "I'm that girl." The simple phrase serves as a daily reminder for Chiles of who she is and what she is capable of, especially coming off a difficult year in 2023. After a successful sophomore season with the UCLA Bruins, where she picked up NCAA titles on uneven bars and the floor exercise, as well as a second-place finish in the all-around, Chiles had a quick turnaround to prepare for her elite competition season. Chiles considered staying in Los Angeles to train, but ultimately decided it was in her best interest to return to the World Champions Center in Texas, where she began training in 2019. With just a few short weeks of training and with her coaches Laurent and Cecily Landy before a busy elite season got underway, she hit the ground running and didn't look back. Chiles finished 5th in the all-around at the U.S. Championships, but she struggled nearly a month later at the World Championship selection camp, where it was ultimately decided that she would not be selected for the American team headed to Belgium. As difficult the decision was, Chiles used the time to reflect and refocus. Chiles said, "There are times where you should take time for yourself and really focus on what you want, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself, so you should understand your why. Did I want to make the world team? 100%. Was I supposed to make the world team? That was all God telling me there's a reason why." Though she missed the world's team, Chiles kept her chin up and represented the U.S. well at the 2023 Pan American Games, winning team gold, vault silver, and all-around bronze. Then it was back to the gym to keep grinding. Chiles decided to defer her enrollment at UCLA to focus solely on her preparations for Paris Olympics. The door is open to return for the 2025 NCAA season, but for now, Chiles is laser focused on her elite professional training. Lastly, I wanted to talk about Jade Carey. Carey apparently had a difficult season in 2023, and obviously and reasonably, she was very frustrated with herself. Carey has won 7 medals at the World Championships, including 3 golds, and is a reigning Olympic champion on the floor exercise. But last year, she finished a surprising 15th at the U.S. Championships and the all-around, her first time outside the top 8 at the event in her career. With Carey's junior season as part of the Oregon State University's women's gymnastics team having wrapped up last week at the NCAA Championships in Fort Worth, Texas, she says that up and down 2023 season has informed how she and her coach, who is also her father, Brian Carey, I did not know that, that was interesting to me, have approached this Olympic season differently. Jade Carey said, I think a big thing for me was, well, there were a few things. Numbers and just endurance and strength. I feel like not working as many elite routines during the season. I didn't feel strong enough or confident enough in my elite routines because I didn't have that strength and endurance like I did before. It was really just that and me not feeling confident because I was feeling this way. It was definitely a big struggle, but at the end of the day, we learned a lot. It's what really pushed me to just be even better and more on top of it this year. So Carey is currently balancing the NCAA gymnastics and the demands of elite level Olympic training simultaneously, which is without a doubt very, very impressive. And honestly, that seems very, very difficult. So it will be interesting to see how she is carrying with both of those. And I hope that prepping for and working with the NCAA gymnastics will also help her take those skills to the Olympic training as well, and instead not, make her too anxious or anything, and just really keep her confidence up high working on her skills. So now that we just talked about 4 amazing Olympic gymnasts and their preparation, including how they're feeling in the upcoming Paris Olympics, we're going to transition into our next segment where we will talk about NAU and Minnesota State University and their track and field championships. Before we do so, we are going to be taking a short little break, so I will see you guys very, very soon.